This is a winter summary of the Southern California Three Saints, San Gorgonio, San Jacinto, and San Antonio. I've been on these peaks many times in all the seasons, but my favorite is winter. In the winter, less than 20 miles from the millions and millions of people, you can find yourself alone, the trails and roads all buried by snow, in a high alpine environment so markedly different than the palm tree-strewn coastline only 60 miles away. Elevation above sea level is the most common way to measure the size of a mountain, but how far a peak rises above the surrounding landscape, called prominence, is possibly a better measure of size. Many people are surprised to learn that 3 Southern California peaks stand out on the list of the most prominent peaks in the lower 48, including numbers 6, 7, and 21. These are the 3 saints of SoCal: San Gorgonio, San Jacinto, and San Antonio. Even more impressive, Gorgonio and Jacinto, the 6th and 7th most prominent peaks in the lower 48, are separated by only 20 miles, with the low point between them lying over 9,000 vertical feet below both summits. At 11,503, San Gorgonio is the highest and most prominent of the 3. Also called Old Grayback, the San G ridgeline runs at over 10,000 feet elevation for nearly 10 miles. All the peaks on the ridgeline offer wonderful ski descents, including Jebsen, Carlton, Anderson, Alto Diablo, Shields, Big Draw, and the parent peak, San Gorgonio. The SoCal routes offer huge, wide-open bowls, tight chutes, great tree skiing as the SoCal conifers are not very closely spaced, high-quality corn snow, and generate less avalanche risk given the maritime snow and many Rocky Mountain routes with similar pitches. But there are big and destructive avalanche slide paths on a number of these SoCal peaks, and we've seen massive slides of avalanche debris. The long San Gorgonio ridgeline and surrounding areas are the largest and highest backcountry ski region in SoCal. This is the closest touring area to the Big Bear ski resorts. The west side trailheads, such as Vivian Creek, offer more than 5,200 vertical feet of climbing to the summit, while the east side routes, such as South Fork Trailhead, sit 4,600 vertical feet under the ridge. The bulk of the winter action is accessed from the east side as Jenks Lake Road is plowed to elevations above 6,900. San Jacinto rises from Palm Springs, which is only 500 feet above sea level, to 10,834. And while the most extreme route, Snow Creek, gains more than 10,000 vertical feet in only 5 horizontal miles, most people take the Palm Springs aerial tramway directly to elevation 8,500. It's a miraculous thing to go from the Sonoran Desert to the conifer forests and high peaks so quickly. All of the SoCal Saints are subject to strong maritime storms that can drop huge snowfall in short amounts of time. For example, Mountain High Ski Resort received 93 inches, that's nearly 8 feet, of snow in 7 days in February 2023, and that's only at elevation 8,000, well under the Saints. But the vast majority of SoCal mountain days are sunny. John Muir wrote that the view from San Jacinto is the most sublime spectacle to be found anywhere on this earth! Starting from the tram station, it is roughly 2,500 vertical feet and 2.6 miles one way on skis from the ranger station to the summit. The common ski route does not follow summer trails, but rather aims to follow Long Valley Creek and then across through Tamarack Valley and up to the peak. There are tons of options for coming down. Just below the summit of San Jacinto is a stone emergency hut built in 1935 by the Civilian Conservation Corps. It's a great place to stop and eat lunch if you need to get out of the wind and it's cold. All of the aspects that lead back towards the tram are relatively moderate, with only small sections steeper than 30 degrees. It's easy to find low avalanche risk terrain on San Jacinto. However, on the Snow Creek aspect, large and destructive slides have been seen from the I-10 freeway more than 9,000 feet below. San Antonio, most commonly called Mount Baldy, is the highest point in the San Gabriel Mountains and visible from downtown LA. The most common trailhead for Baldy is Manker Flat, leading near San Antonio Falls and up to the high peak. There is nearly 100 years of skiing history on Mount Baldy. The Ski Mountaineers section of the Sierra Club built a hut at the bottom of Baldy Bowl in 1936. From the ski hut, one can follow the moderate south ridge all the way to the summit. There are many named routes dropping into Baldy Bowl, and all of them are steep. Baldy Bowl is massive, more than a half-mile wide, and features 1,900 vertical feet of steep skiing more than 30 degrees. The ski hut sits at the bottom of this bowl. A number of the Baldy Bowl lines are listed as reference routes in the International Ski Descent Rating System, called the D System, including Zeke's Chute, Dosty's Dare, and Gurleyman's Chute. These last couple of videos have been of procrastination, which looks like this as viewed from the ski hut. It's amazing to think that all of this, steep chutes, open bowls, and glades, is all within 40 miles of the Hollywood sign. So don't forget that Southern California is more than Disneyland, surfing, Mexican food, and movies. Check out the Three Saints, especially in winter.